Hello, everyone. So, to begin my journey into clearing off my back burner of all the videos that I wanted to make but didn't have a chance to when my life was cluttered, I'm going to start with another project where the iron was hot to strike and I missed that opportunity. So, this is 2 months in the making here. So, 2 months ago, there was a video collaboration made by Kristi Winters and Company et al. And basically it was reasonable questions for anti-SJWs. And a whole bunch of anti-SJW people made responses to all of those questions. In fact, Lizz Reptile asked me to respond to a couple of the questions for a response compilation where she had invited a whole bunch of people to take individual questions from the original compilation. So I did, but there was another point that I wanted to make, and I actually gave this idea away to other people who passed on it because they didn't see the relevance of it, but I still do, and I want to make this video, okay? So, if you look at the original reasonable questions for anti-SJWs, it was spliced up so that you didn't see more than one question from each YouTuber that was a part of the project in a row, right? So that they mixed it up. It's like they hit randomize on all the questions instead of having one person ask all of their questions in a row. I felt like, what would it look like if you took somebody's questions in this compilation and put them back to back? What sort of, I guess, meanings could you derive from what they're saying if you were to put their videos back to back, if you clipped them out and then rearranged it so that each of those contributors to the original video had to have their questions right next to each other? What would you glean from that? And what I found in doing that was there was some hypocrisy on the part of Kristi Winters. Now, I'm going to play two clips from that Reasonable Questions for Anti-SJWs video, and I'm going to play them back to back, and then I'm going to tell you what that hypocrisy is.
In videos and in the comment sections, anti-feminists often take up the most extreme or the weakest feminist position they can find, or they just straight up misrepresent what the feminist position is. Instead, why not take up the strongest, most robust feminist argument you can find and really challenge yourself?
And then, later in that same video, there was this clip.
If you say you're an egalitarian, will you call out the man-hating slurs that you see coming from people within your community? People who use terms like cuck, beta male, faggot, or mangina? All of these things basically distill men down into thinking that the most important thing about them is to be having sex with a woman. That's rather offensive. So what are you doing to stop this kind of behavior in your community?
So here's the hypocrisy that I see with those two clips. In the first clip, Kristi Winters is asking anti-SJWs to not cherry pick the extremist feminists or the extremist social justice warriors and take on some of the harder to confront arguments from them where they're actually making sense, right? But then when she's asking the anti-SJWs to look at their own side of the arguments, when they're looking at their own community, she wants them to look at the extremists, the ones who say cuck and mangina and beta male. You know, I am not a fan of social justice, but on this channel, outside of the context of saying what other people have said, you have never heard me say cuck, mangina, beta male. Those are from the extremists, okay? And what do I do to make sure that that doesn't happen in my community? I don't associate with those people because they are the extremists. And for you to want me to look at them as being representative of the community of anti-SJWs is completely hypocritical when you don't want me to look at the extremists in the SJWs.